Hello everyone. This video is going to go over the AP Style book rules on capitalization. We want to avoid overusing capitals within AP Style copy, primarily because too many capitals can make the copy confusing. If an entry appears in the AP Style book as capitalized without further explanation, then you're always going to capitalize that word. However, a lot of entries within AP Style book will explain when you would capitalize it and when you wouldn't, such as the entry for president will talk about the title of president used in conjunction with name, as well as president used as an occupation. If AP Style Book does not list an entry that you're looking for and trying to decide whether or not it should be capitalized, then you should defer to Webster's New World College Dictionary and their capitalization rules. Some of the most common rules for capitalization include proper noun, which is identification for a specific person or entity. So anytime a noun, a person, place, or thing is identifying by a specific name, then it tends to be capitalized, such as John, Mary, America, Boston, England, General Electric, Gulf Oil. So in this case, with General Electric, the only reason General and Electric are capitalized is because together they make an identification for a company, which is called General Electric. That makes it a proper noun. Proper names are when common nouns become integral to part of a full name for a person, place, or thing, then you would capitalize it. However, you're going to make it lowercase when that common noun stands alone. So here are some examples. The Mississippi River is the longest river in the US. The reason that Mississippi River, the R is capitalized for river, is because river becomes part of the name for a place, the Mississippi River. However, when we're referring just to rivers as common nouns, it's going to be lowercase because it's not referring to a specific proper name. Same thing with West Virginia here. West Virginia is west of the state of Virginia. Hopefully you can use common sense and figure that out, but we wrote the sentence. So West Virginia is part of the state's name, while the direction of west is lowercase because it's not referring to a proper name. We are on Main Street, which is the street by the University of Montevallo. Here, Main Street refers to an actual place, Main Street, while street is referring to a general common noun, so it would be lowercase. You also make lowercase common noun elements of names when they're used as plurals. However, there are two exceptions to this rule. The first is titles used in conjunction with a name and proper nouns that are plural. So here are some examples. The Democratic and Republican parties fight a lot. Now, if we had said the Democratic Party is a major party of the United States, then the Democratic Party P would be capitalized for that. However, because we are referring to two nouns that share the same common noun element, then that party use of the word parties is going to be lowercase. Main and state streets are nearby. Because we are talking about two streets, that then becomes a common noun as opposed to a proper noun and would be lowercase. The lakes Erie and Ontario are two of the 5 Great Lakes. Here, the first use of lakes refers to a common noun referring to general places, while the second use of lakes in this sentence is part of a proper noun because Great Lakes is a region and therefore capitalized. I have interviewed Presidents Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton. Here, the titles are plural, but the title refers to each person, and so therefore we are going to capitalize it even though that title is plural. Popular names are those that have not been officially designated as proper names, but they are so popular that they could be proper names. We should use this very sparingly, but you might see it every once in a while. For example, the south side of side of Chicago, that's a tongue twister. The south side of Chicago is a very well-known area. And so when you say the south side, people automatically know where you're referring to. And so therefore it kind of gains the familiarity that a proper name would. So we call this a popular name instead. You would capitalize south and side in this instance. The same for shortened proper names that have popular use. So the Derby is one of 3 legs of the American Triple Crown. I think instances like the series, when referring to the World Series, can be another example of this. Derivatives are words that come from proper noun that depend on that proper noun for their meaning. If the derivative does not depend upon the original meaning, then it will be lowercase, then it's just a common noun. Here are some examples. The American teen visited France. Here, American relies on the word that it derives from, America, for context of where this teen lives. So therefore, it would be considered a derivative that depends on its meaning, and then it would be capitalized. It's a Shakespearean play, relies on the meaning of the play being written by Shakespeare, so therefore Shakespearean would be capitalized. However, I love French fries, which is absolutely a fact. French is not we don't depend upon the word French to understand what the word French fries mean. If you don't know, French fries don't actually come from France, so it's not a true derivative of the word France. So therefore, it would be lowercase. Other uses for capitalization in AP style sentences. We always capitalize the first word in a sentence. The only exception is if you're using a semicolon, then the second sentence would not be capitalized. Make sure you're referring to your punctuation rules for colons, semicolons, parentheses, etc. When quoting a full sentence, you're going to capitalize the first word, but when you're quoting something partially, then it's still going to be lowercase. For instance, "It's great to see you" is a full sentence, so therefore that quote sentence would start with a capital. If we were saying, "She said it was quote unquote great to see everyone today," great is not a full sentence, therefore it would remain lowercase. There are special rules for poetry and creative writing in terms of capitalization. We don't do this often with media writing. However, I wanted you to note that. There are rules for principal words in the names of media types like books, movies, plays, newspapers, etc. We don't capitalize conjunctions or modifiers unless those are the first word in the title. So, for example, the Wall Street Journal published the story. Wall Street Journal is the name of the publication. Therefore, we capitalize all 3 principal words. I love 2 Netflix series, The Umbrella Academy and Anne with an E, because the modifier the comes before or comes as the first word in the title, The Umbrella Academy, then the is capitalized. However, when we're talking about like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, you will notice that the is not capitalized because it is not the first word in the title of that book. Same with Anne with an E. With and Anne would be lowercase because they are modifiers, where Anne and the letter E here are considered principal words for that title. So now that we've gone over AP capitalization, I want you to do your homework for AP style this week. It will be due Monday, September 14th by midnight. And then you can read chapter 7, which will discuss basic news leads. As you're reading chapter 7, keep in mind that we will begin our writing portion of this semester. So you've kind of gotten a good foundation of what media style is like. So now we can move on to the actual writing part. So prepare for that as you're reading the section on basic news leads. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend.